While the current state of Nintendo is filled with awesome things like the Switch, Pokemon Go, and new Mario games, there are some things from the past that we would love to see again. This includes console accessories, gaming features, and some of the favorite relics that would be great in the modern era. Before you watch, click subscribe. You'll join our notification squad and be the first to know of new content. The Catsuit. Super Mario has had no shortage of power-ups through the years. What initially began as a simple mushroom and fire flower has expanded to literally dozens of power-ups. While some might have been a waste, we're looking at you, Lightbox Mario, one of the more successful ones was the Catsuit. Created exclusively for Super Mario 3D World, the Catsuit completely changed the way that Mario and his friends would travel through levels. Moving with poise and grace, Mario would go on all fours and make his way through sections with ease. The Catsuit allowed characters to climb up walls and perform special moves on nearby enemies. Each character had their own special Catsuit design, making it even more unique to the game. There are plenty of ways that the Catsuit could be brought back into the Nintendo fold. It would be awesome to use this suit in one of the new Nintendo Switch games like Super Mario Odyssey. It could also act as a nice bonus power-up for a fighting game like Super Smash Bros. Either way, the power-up is a hit and should be a mainstay with plenty of future Mario games. Virtual Boy. Even with all the success that Nintendo has had, there have been plenty of busts through the years. One of the biggest busts that people can recall is the Virtual Boy gaming system, released in the mid-90s. The system featured a VR headset with an attached controller. The limited technology at the time only allowed games to feature red and black graphics, taking away a lot of the quality of the game. The failure of this device shouldn't stop Nintendo from bringing it back. The Virtual Boy was just a few decades too early. VR headsets are all the rage now, and Nintendo can really take advantage of the market. A Virtual Boy add-on for the Nintendo Switch or 3DS would make a huge difference in the way that games are played. Imagine playing a VR Mario game where you're in first-person control of Mario and can really explore his world. Pokemon Go could have an all-new VR version where you explore digital worlds and catch Pokemon that are on the loose. The possibilities are endless, and Nintendo already has a great name to go with a VR headset. It could correct one of their biggest mistakes and transform it into a huge hit. N64 Classic Edition. Nintendo's not only about current releases, but for many fans it's about nostalgia. There's something special about playing the original Nintendo games, whipping out past issues of Nintendo Power magazine, and reliving the glory days of being a kid again. This is why the release of the NES Classic Edition was so successful for the company. Nintendo fans could relive classic games, share them with a whole new generation, and get the same feeling that they got as a child. Along with the NES Classic Edition, the company has announced plans to release the SNES Classic Edition, piling on even more nostalgia for fans. This, though, is not enough. If Nintendo really wants a hit, then they should go even further with these releases and compile an N64 Classic Edition. A new system could be packed with digital games from the console's history. This includes Super Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, Star Fox 64, and other top-selling games, ending with 64 in the title, of course. The console was a huge hit, and many players would love to get their hands on the wacky controller one more time. Digital files could replace the cartridges, and a library of 30 games could keep fans busy for days and days. The Game Boy camera. Long before selfies were filling up your Instagram feed, Game Boy users were taking a break from playing Pokemon to create some self-portraits of their own. The technology may have been primitive, but Nintendo was really onto something with the release of the Game Boy camera. The little device could snap pictures, use the images for various games, and even print out copies using a small printer add-on. Bringing back the Game Boy camera could be done in multiple ways. It could be an add-on for both the 3DS or Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo 3DS already features camera technology, so adding a small printer accessory like the Game Boy camera had would be easy. It would be great to see a camera implemented in various minigames for releases like Mario Party. Printing out small pictures could bring back some nostalgia, and follow in the footsteps of the rise in Polaroid cameras once again. Digital photo add-ons like Mario hats or Pokeballs could enhance pictures in an entertaining way. Whatever Nintendo does decide to do, they must not include all of the creepy glitches that came with the original software. An updated Mario title screen. One of the strangest and most amusing things to ever appear in a Super Mario game was the face-stretching feature found in the title screen for Super Mario 64. Created as a way to showcase the advanced graphics of the time, players could use the N64 controller to warp, pull, and interact with a giant version of Mario's head. It may have been bizarre, but some people spent a lot of time playing around with this goofy feature before actually getting into the game. Now is the perfect time to bring back this title screen and implement it into a new game. With the touchscreen capabilities of Nintendo Switch, players can use the screen to pull, tug, and warp Mario. Advanced graphics could also allow other characters to appear on the title screen and add a little more fun. Along with Mario, players could play around with Luigi, Princess Peach, and even Bowser. The new graphics could showcase some more warping capabilities and fun ways to play. The release of Super Mario Odyssey is the ideal time to showcase this feature and make it a mainstay in the future of Nintendo games. Goldeneye for Switch. You truly haven't played a classic Nintendo game until you've played 007 Goldeneye for the Nintendo 64. The first-person shooter was not only a great James Bond game in its own right, but became extremely popular for the multiplayer capabilities and the great maps that players could play in. Goldeneye sold millions and millions of consoles and helped inspire a whole generation of first-person shooter games that followed it. Goldeneye had a remake for the Wii, but the Nintendo Switch is the ideal console for a remake or updated version. Once the Nintendo Online service gets fully activated, millions of players will be waiting to connect online and play. This serves as the perfect opportunity to present a whole new Bond game directly inspired by GoldenEye. The use of dual joypads for multiplayer games can also make it exciting to play GoldenEye on the single screen with split views for various players. Once a new Bond is chosen to replace Daniel Craig, his likeness can be used for the game and will help create a whole new Bond experience that also features a lot of classic elements. Wii Sports. When the Wii was first released, it came packaged with the game Wii Sports. The game served as a great way to showcase the various features of the Wii, but it also had a lot of replay value with the various games like bowling, tennis, boxing, and golf. After the launch of the Switch, there's a huge lack of sports titles available for the system and nothing in the future looks too promising. It's time for Nintendo to bring back Wii Sports in an updated version that's compatible with the Nintendo Switch. The collection available in Wii Sports is timeless, and it would be great to enjoy those games with some updated features. Additional sports featured in Wii Sports Resort could also be used. This includes table tennis, archery, basketball, and swordplay. The Joy-Con controllers make it easy to play the games and use the motion controls that are needed. The portability of the Switch would also make it fun to play Nintendo Tennis or bowling outside. Players wouldn't need to be confined to their living room and could easily add multiple players to the sports action. The Game Genie. Back in the 1980s and 1990s, game cheats used to be all the rage. It was awesome getting extra lives, skipping levels, or changing the way the game is played. In today's complicated gaming world, it takes multiple steps to download save game files, install mods, or figure out how to enable random glitches and effects. This is why the Game Genie needs to come back. The cheat device made it easy to insert a game, activate random codes, and completely warp your favorite games. It was simple to use, and even though Nintendo didn't like it when it was initially released, it could prevent a lot of hacking in current games and add some fun elements instead. A new version of the Game Genie could be all digital based and start off as an app within the system. Through this, players could modify games, create fun surprises, and build up a world of cheats like they used to love. The Game Genie added a lot of replay value to games and made them more entertaining. It was awesome to completely change the way the original Super Mario Bros. Was played, and now a whole new generation could enjoy this type of fun. Educational Mario games. The world of Super Mario never used to be all mindless fun. Nintendo actually put a lot of effort and work into creating educational aspects of the Super Mario world. When children weren't killing Goombas, collecting power-ups, or jumping on flagpoles, they were using Mario for all types of educational uses. Some of the educational console releases included the Let's Play Mario's Early Years series. Aimed at preschool children, these various SNES games focused on math, letters, and basic concepts like shapes. Computer users also got to learn keyboarding basics through Mario Teaches Typing. It's about time that Nintendo upgrades these games and adds some more educational elements for their younger fans. Nintendo's journey into the app world is the perfect way to highlight these game options. Children can easily download an app, play an educational game with Mario, and get some extra learning in. A lot of the same features and concepts can be used from the original names. Improved graphics and new characters like Wario can dramatically improve the way the game is played. It'll also help parents feel better about the amount of time they're spending playing various Mario titles. The Nintendo Power Glove. In the early 1990s, one of the most hyped Nintendo products was the Power Glove. The motion and button accessory was worn like a glove. The product got so much hype that it was even featured in the video game film The Wizard. It was made for the original NES console and worked with a number of games that were released for the system. Ultimately, the Power Glove was a lot cooler looking than it actually operated, but it still has a lot of potential. Many old school fans would love to see the Power Glove return again. With the portability of the Nintendo Switch, the Power Glove could prove to be more useful than the Joy-Con controllers. If the motion controls were improved and buttons were easier to press, you could see millions of fans turn the Power Glove into a futuristic accessory and even a cool fashion statement. The first version of the glove was a little bulky, so the key to a new version would be to minimize the glove features and make it easier to wear. Action games and racing games could take full advantage of the nostalgic technology. Well, there you have it. So, what do you want to see Nintendo bring back the most? Is there anything that we missed? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to The Gamer on YouTube so you can stay up to date with our awesome playlist.